Hello and welcome to Atrocious Gameplay. We are here with another update on sealed booster boxes. Now, if you're new here, welcome on in, sit down. This is a series I like to do at the beginning of every month where I look at the price trends of sealed booster boxes and kind of looking at the investment side of the Pokemon trading card game. So, this is going to be 2020's update. I will say right now, I am not a professional like economist or stock person. I just like looking at numbers. I just like looking at prices. This is something that I do personally. I invest a little bit into sealed booster boxes with the little extra money that I have. And although it's probably not going to make you millions, especially if you're like me, it can make you a couple extra bucks to invest in whatever you'd like or whatever money you would like to put into your profits. But just also want to say real quick, the music that we're listening to is from Stream Beats Lo-Fi. This is, again, for those of you that don't know, I think I've said this in a couple videos now. I use this music, non-copyright, made by Harris Heller. Very, very good. We also use it on our stream for whenever we are playing music, because I don't have to be afraid of getting a copyright claim or a DMCA. So especially for my content creator friends in here, this is a really good playlist to use, and you can send me a private message and I'll link it to you. Anyways, let's go in to the beginning. All right, so short background for the new people. I take my data from two different locations. I take it from TCG Player and their market price, and then I also look on eBay. Now, eBay is a little bit of tricky, although you can find some really awesome deals on eBay. What I do, just to kind of save time, is I look at accepted offers only, okay, only accepted offers, and then I average it out. I average those accepted offers. The accepted offers, though, can be a little bit misleading, can kind of influence the price, because somebody could accept a best offer instead of the price that they have it listed at. So, let's say I have this Darkness Ablaze Build and Battle kit, and I have it listed for $100 on eBay or best offer. Now, if this gets listed as sold, somebody could have messaged me and said, hey, I'll pay you $30 for this instead of $100, and I could have been like, okay, deal. So on eBay, we don't really see necessarily what the accepted offer is. We only see the original listing. So that's a little bit of a downside and something you may have to keep in mind when you're looking at these statistics, but it can still show kind of what is going up and down as of right now. Now, going into the actual trends and things right now, we're looking at Gen 1 base set to Gym Challenge. I just realized that I forgot a parenthesis up here. Monka S. Anyways, I'm going to go fix that right now. Here we are now looking at Gen 1 boxes. Now looking at base set to Gym Challenge is kind of the era that we're looking at right now. This was the very beginning. This was with Wizards of the Coast. You're looking at a lot more sales, especially on eBay, from when we did this last month. I started this series last month. This is kind of the first month that we are looking at it in terms of month-to-month pricing. With these different trends and stuff, and a lot more have started to pop up. Last month, we didn't see a lot of stuff popping up. We didn't see a lot of accepted offers for a lot of the booster boxes, but now we have some sets, though, that we are getting new updated prices. Is Jungle, both the first edition and unlimited. As you can see, they both have increased. First edition by $2,000 and then unlimited by a little over $3,000. Now, what I do find interesting, though, is that Gym Heroes and Rocket both dropped in prices. Team Rocket dropping down about $1,000, and then Gym Hero dropping down about $3,000. So very, very interesting in my personal opinion. Personally, I really like the Rocket era. I really love Gym Heroes as well, you know, with the different trainers, with the dark Pokemon. I think that's really, really cool era of Pokemon cards. So kind of surprising to me that it's dropped over, you know, $1,000 for those sets. Going into Gen 2 now, this is the Neo era, and this kind of with Aquapolis and Skyridge, this era is the most expensive as of right now, and I assume just kind of overall the most expensive, and I assume it's going to kind of stay that way. Now, you look at it, Neo Genesis, The first edition has increased to a whopping $30,000. That's a $2,500 increase in compared to last month. Also, Neo Destiny Unlimited is now over $16,000. Not to mention Legendary Collection as well, a really cool set, kind of a base set reprint with the reverse hollow firework foil. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, very cool set. I wish I owned. I don't have a single card from Legendary Collection. I wish I did, because those cards are really cool in my opinion. But there are several sets that have still not appeared. This is a very beloved era of cards. I believe Skyridge was the last set in this era. This was the last one made by Wizards of the Coast, I believe. So it's a very beloved era, and it's really showing, because people don't want to sell it. People want to keep these things. Some people want to open up the cards. It's not a set that is sold often. It doesn't move around as much as something like a base set or a jungle or a rocket, or even with the modern era. So that is really interesting in my personal opinion, and good kind of things to know. Moving on to the third generation, the Hoenn generation, we got Ruby, Sapphire over to Power Keepers. A lot of them have been listed, I've noticed, but not selling. So in sort of a difference to a lot of the Gen 2 sets, these sets are now starting to appear online, but they haven't really sold yet. So Sandstorm, there was one that popped up, $6,900. A lot of these also have a or best offer, so we don't know if this will actually sell at the prices that I'm saying, like the $6,900 for EX Sandstorm. But we do know that that is $2,100 in decrease to what has been sold previously on eBay in the past, which I find very interesting. Magma and Aqua, very cool set in my opinion. I love the Team Aqua's Kyogre and the Team Aqua's Groudon. I think those are really cool cards. That has been listed at $8,000, a $500 increase. And then Fire Red Leaf Green, there was actually a box listed under $2,000, which I don't think is too bad of a price. So if you're interested, I guess go check it out. Just type in Pokemon EX Fire Red Leaf Green sealed booster box, and you should be able to find it. Hopefully it's up by the time of this recording. This video is coming out like 12 hours after I'm recording it, because it's super late right now. So it should still be likely up if you're seeing this within a day or so. Anyways, EX Dragon and Dragon Frontiers, if it includes Dragon, it's really expensive in this era. EX Dragon, about $15,000 it's sold for, and then Dragon Frontiers, $25,000. Although I would say $25,000 is pretty big compared to the rest of this era, in my personal opinion. So I am kind of speculating, this is just my guess, that $25,000 definitely has a best offer that was lower than what this box sold for, in my personal opinion. Now moving into Gen 4, the beloved Gen 4 Diamond and Pearl 2 Call of Legends. We saw a couple sets jump in price, 6 of them to be exact. One of them that is super surprising to me personally is Stormfront. Now, I know if you pay attention to like openings and stuff on YouTube, you watch a lot of openings, you will know that there are mystery boxes that pop up in different stores that are packaged by third-party distributors, and in some of those mystery boxes they say that you can get a vintage pack, and one of those vintage packs has been Stormfront. So especially because these have been popping up and it's like getting a little bit popular, it sort of surprises me that it's jumping up, although that is one sealed booster pack, that is not an entire sealed box. So it is a little bit different of a market per se, but still $900, that's almost $1,000 increase. You know, it was about $2,600 per box, now up to $3,500. That's kind of a big jump for that price. You know, if we were talking like $25,000 to $25,900, that'd be a little bit different. But especially with this number where it's at right now, I do find that very surprising. Supreme Victors also making a jump above an increase of $500. getting up to 4,000. And then Call of Legends, the most expensive set in this era, almost at $8,000 right now, had about a $415 increase. Now, some sets did drop, including Legends Awaken. Legends Awaken dropped about $500, a little bit under $500, and it is now listed at $3,600 per box. And then Mysterious Treasures is your cheapest set of this era. It is $2,700. Moving on to Gen 5 now. This is Black and White to Legendary Treasures. This is starting from the expanded era. These sets are very, very hard to find, in my opinion. This is including the Plasma the Plasma sets, which are a pretty cool era and pretty loved, especially when you talk about competitive TCG. So Dark Explorers almost doubled in price, which has also now jolted it up as the most expensive set right now in this era in Gen 5. It moved from a little over $2,300 almost to $4,000. Very, very big. Emerging Powers, I put it in parentheses under 1K. It's $999.99. That's technically under 1K, but you know, when you pay for taxes and stuff, it's going to be over $1,000. But this is the cheapest set of the era. That's basically what I was trying to get at, but it is the only one that is kind of, with its listed price, under $1,000. Now, 3 of the sets in that era did lower: Noble Victories, Next Destinies, and Plasma Freeze. Next Destinies is one of the cheaper ones in that area, and then Noble Victories did have a nice kind of $150+ decrease within the last month. So that is very, very interesting in my opinion. Moving on to Gen 6. This is from XY base set to Evolutions. Evolutions, a beloved set. Evolutions hasn't really moved, in my personal opinion. From the averages that I took, XY Evolutions has not really seen it yet. It's just very recently kind of starting hitting the end. So it'll be a little bit, I would predict, until it would start jumping up. But I do think that is kind of a safe set to invest in, because that has 6 different Charizards in it. Now, Breakpoint did have the biggest movement out of all the sets. It decreased $176 on eBay, so it's now just a hash under $300 average. Flashfire, the most expensive set in this era by far, almost $2,000, but didn't really have a change. When I looked up on accepted offers just a couple hours ago, Flashfire did not have any that sold very recently, so that is very interesting in my opinion. Flashfire not trying to move at all. Generations ETBs now, especially for the holiday sets, I like to look at the ETBs because there were technically no booster boxes in that set, or in the holiday sets. You know, your Generations, your Shining Legends, your Hidden Fates, your upcoming Champions Path. That ETB is now over $200. It had a little under a $50 increase, now at $226. There are some that are kind of a little bit lower, but you really got to be careful, because there were actually 1 or 2 Generations ETBs where they would say sealed on the title, but the ETB itself was not sealed. Only the booster packs were sealed, so you really have to be careful. I've said this time and time again with like eBay and like other places. You really got to be careful and look at the description and everything about the product before you actually buy it. 4 other sets though in this era did drop, including Breakthrough and Fates Collide, $15 and $25 respectively. The other 2 sets dropped like $2. They were basically the same as what they were last month, so I didn't bother to include them in this slide. Now, Gen 7, the Sun and Moon era, Sun and Moon base set to Cosmic Eclipse. The Ultra Prism reprint, if you don't know, there was a very, very, very recent reprint of Ultra Prism, and they started appearing again in Walmart, I believe it was. They came with like boxes that had like 3 packs. I haven't seen any yet. I've looked around at all my Walmarts and stuff in my area. I have not been able to see any of the Ultra Prism stuff. They've all been picked up or not even hitting the shelves. That could also be an option. I haven't looked online though, but I need a couple paychecks here first before I can get a lot of Ultra Prism stuff. But they dropped down on both sites because of the reprint. There were some distributors that got Ultra Prism stuff, which is very, very exciting for people. eBay definitely cut over half, which is insane. And then TCG Player, the market price dropped about $30, which is a pretty interesting jump. Unbroken Bonds is higher on TCG Player than eBay. The market price on TCG Player is higher than the averages on eBay, which I find actually to be super fascinating, because with a majority of these sets, eBay is almost always higher, like 99.9% higher. That average on eBay and the accepted offers is usually higher than the market price on TCG Player. Usually if you look on TCG Player, especially with some of the older sets that maybe have several of the sellers, you'll see the market price. You'll see the market price for the product, but then the sellers on TCG Player will have it at a super higher rate. Way above the market price, which is actually what the median price is. It's more common to have a market price on TCG Player than a median price. So that's why I use the market price. Now maybe in the future I start using the median. Not 100% sure yet. We're still perfecting this series and what I want to do with it. But anyways, Unbroken Bonds higher on TCG Player than eBay, still above $200. Unbroken Bonds did drop a lot though on eBay, $139, which is very, very interesting in my opinion, because they haven't reprinted this set. They haven't made it easier to find, you know, like they have with Ultra Prism. So I guess people just started having better listing prices and accepted offers on eBay. Unified Minds dropping down $7.64, and then the Hidden Fates ETB actually dropped a little bit as well, $21, going to $281.74. That might be because we got confirmation of the ETB tins, not the ETBs, but wait, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. That might be because we got confirmation of the Hidden Fates tins that are coming out in, I believe it's November, that they're having a reprint round. I might have to double check myself on that. Let me know down in the comments below if that is different, if it's supposed to be September or November. I'm pretty sure it's November. But anyways, that doesn't really have correlation with the ETBs. I guess it does a little bit in the same fact of what I originally thought with the Stormfront packs. But anyways, still a very expensive Elite Trainer box, $281.74. It is honestly one of the most hyped and beloved sets of all time, in my personal opinion. I think that Hidden Fates overall is just, if you can get your hands on it, especially when the tins come out, easy money right there. But moving on to Sword and Shield 2 Darkness Ablaze. I included Darkness Ablaze because people are selling these boxes online. I mean, they're being sold, so you can go check that out. It's also on TCG Player. I believe it has a market price on TCG Player, so that is really, really cool, something you can do. Darkness Ablaze, both sites have it on over $100 right now. We are in the hype phase. Technically, local game shops and other places cannot sell Darkness Ablaze product yet, aside from the build and battle kits. So that is why there is this around this hype phase for Darkness Ablaze. For those of you that may not know, maybe you're kind of new into Pokemon trading cards, and maybe you're new into investing or at least checking out prices and things like that. There's usually always a hype phase, especially when before a set comes out, where it's a little bit more expensive. But then, like, you look at Base Set and Rebel Clash, those are very recent sets, but those have dropped, and they're kind of either at $100 on like eBay, or on TCG Player you can get them for under $100. Darkness Ablaze will drop, but that kind of actually goes into my overall. I said Darkness Ablaze will drop once we do the September video at the beginning of September. Darkness Ablaze will have dropped because it'll be out for a couple weeks. People will have gotten it and things like that. As more places open back up, and by places I'm talking about LGS's, local game shops, I think prices will start to slowly increase, even if the season doesn't happen. Here's my thought process on that. Even if, so Pokemon TCG season, I think the new season starts on like August 28th, technically. Even if the season opens back up, but Pokemon says, you know what, no cups, no challenges, things like that. As more places become more and more safe, and you know the coronavirus goes down and down, and if it ever does, hopefully it does sooner rather than later. But when it goes down, places will open back up, leagues will start meeting again, and starting to have weekly leagues where people can play. That will drive up the value of booster boxes, I feel like, a little bit, because people will be like, okay, I didn't buy any cards before because, you know, this, that, and the other. Now I got to get back into it. And so there's going to be a small jump. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The competitive market, the competitive player market is very, very small compared to the entire demographic that buys Pokemon trading cards. So that's why I'm saying it's going to be a small jump. It's not going to be anything crazy, but we do know that playability has an effect on sales, especially with specific singles. This does affect booster boxes, the playability factor. As we saw with Team Up, very expensive because of the elusive Jirachi. With the Stellar Wish, very, very popular card, very, very meta card, things like that. Now, rotating sets. Next time we do this video, sets will have rotated out of the standard format to the expanded format. Those sets that are rotated will probably see a little bit of a drop. Now, Ultra Prism, I think, is an exception because Ultra Prism is right now having a reprint. I think that is going to jump up. I think that's going to go back up. It might not go back up a ton. Especially with the rotation, but it will jump back up. It will go back up. That'll be probably the only rotating set that really jumps back up. Because again, playability value, you know, there's sets like Celestial Storm don't really have too much playability value already in the standard format, and in expanded, not really. So, that is something that's going to happen. This is just my advice. If you're starting out, I would recommend getting like a Darkness Ablaze booster box. That is a perfect place to start. It has a Charizard VMAX in it. You could probably find a good deal somewhere on that. Especially maybe, you know, because I know someone who is selling Darkness Ablaze booster boxes for $90 or like 3,000 bulk. 3,000 commons and uncommon bulk near mint. So that, in my opinion, is a very safe investment. I've been saying some things, you know, get some Ultra Prism if you can, because it's the lowest it's going to be. Hidden Fates, when that comes out, that reprint comes out in, I believe, November in those tins, jump on that. Go get those. You guys have heard me say this again and again, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you like this. I like doing videos like this. We do this with full art supporters as well. That's usually in the middle of the month. So if you're interested in full art supporters and things like that, that will be something that comes. So thank you all again for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Remember, we're not very good at video games, but we have a very fun time doing it. We're also not very good at investing, but I like to give you guys the cold hard facts. I'll give you guys the numbers and statistics, and then you can take whatever I say as my opinion with a grain of salt and advice. But I do have a lot of fun doing it, and you guys seem to have enjoyed this last video. The booster box stonks, because we got stonks. But yeah, have a wonderful rest of the day. See you later.